Can I buy a house without a realtor? Sure. Can I sell a house without a realtor? Sure. Been a lot of stuff in the news the last few months, and this summer is critical for real estate agents all over the country because now we are having to do business a little differently. I'm Roger Holloway from Prosted Realty. Saw a great article in Inman.com called 12 Potential Pivot Points for Buyers Planning to Represent Themselves. It's written by Kara Amir, A-M-E-E-R. You can look her up online, karaamir.com. And she's written a number of articles for Inman. Well, if you dive into this, you know, it's very easy to be caught unaware. She tells a story about somebody that made a rookie mistake. They went to an open house. They wanted to buy that house. They did not have an agent. So in essence, they're representing themselves. Maybe didn't understand that. Well, there's an agent here. They can help us buy this house. So they got into a thing where their offer got put off and then got basically somebody else offered more money, and there are a lot of moving parts to any real estate transaction, and they lost out, so they hired an agent. And then as it turned out, some days later, that house came back on the market, and the original listing agent was a little furious that they had an agent. Well, first of all, that's a red flag to me. To me, I love it. If I'm listing and selling your house, if a professional comes in with a buyer, will I make less money? They used to call that a Mimi. If you've got a listing and, oh, they don't have an agent, then you can keep both sides of the transaction. To me, that's not really representing the best interests of either, because how can I represent both of you fairly when it's kind of like somebody sues you and you say, would you mind if I use your lawyer to help me with the lawsuit against me? Oh, sure, you can use my lawyer who has my best interests at heart, who just hauled you into court. No, you want somebody to represent your best interests. So there's a lot of misunderstanding. And with all this negative publicity out there, people maybe don't understand exactly what we do. But if you are listing a house, and I've got a great team of agents, and I've often said we're buyer agents, but hey, we also know very well how to list and sell your house. No doubt about it. No doubt it. So seller representation. If we come to list your house, we're going to represent your best interests. And we're probably going to tell you, you really ought to attract people with an agent because we're going to be more likely to get you to the closing table if we have a professional on the other side. And why is that? Because there are a ton of ways that a deal could go south, and you having somebody to represent you, somebody that's got your back, is important in the transaction. But you walk into a model home and they ask you to fill out a little card. Do you have a realtor? I don't know. I'm just kind of starting. You look like you're a pretty good realtor. Oh yeah, I represent the best interest of the seller. They don't say that. Nor do most builders not show you working with real estate agents, which is a consumer awareness brochure that the North Carolina Real Estate Commission expects us to share with you on the first substantial contact. Oh, no, you don't need an agent. I can help you. Which house do you like? Which floor plan? Which lot? When do you want to move? And they're trying to fill their quota and get you on paper. Next. So no representation? Oh, no. Now think about it. The builder, almost every builder requires you to use their contract that their lawyer has crafted in their favor. And if you don't have somebody representing you, the key on that is, though, don't go into a model home, don't fill out a form until you have a buyer agent. Call your boy and let's talk about that. Oh, no representation. This is why if you're thinking about going in to represent yourself, who's going to write the offer? The person that represents your best interests or the person that says, oh yeah, we use the builder contract, have a seat, make your check out to so-and-so builders. Let's get this done. Are you excited? You want to buy this house? Oh, I can see you in this new house. Oh, I can see you in this shiny new car. Okay, so writing the offer. I know I'm a little cynical right now, but you know, there's been a lot of bad rap out on real estate agents. We want to help you more than you want to be helped. Trust me on that. And that's what we do. We love it. So who's going to negotiate for you? Now, I've been kind of talking about the builders now, but again, if you go into an open house or call the Zillow agent, blah, blah, blah. First of all, you want somebody that's experienced. You want somebody that knows the ins and outs. getting through real estate school is hard enough on its own, but the real education begins when you're out in these, as my broker partner, Donnie Morrison says, these real estate streets are mean, these mean old real estate streets. He's the one that says, I don't buy how I sell, I don't sell how I buy. What does that mean? Well, call me and I'll get you in touch with Donnie. You'll love him. Basically, if he's representing the seller, that's one demeanor. If he's representing the buyer, that's a whole different deal. So who's going to negotiate on your behalf? How about financing? You know, every good real estate agent has at least one, if not more, really great lenders. Now, often if we go into, we do a lot of new construction. If we go to the builder, it's often smart to go ahead and apply with that builder's lender, offering, the preferred lender is offering some kind of incentive. And that helps get the deal done, get the house off the market. But once you've bought the house, we can turn right around and should to get you in front of another lender so you can compare. You're the consumer. We want you to compare. By the way, the on-site agent for the builder, they can't stop you, but they're not going to offer. Who's going to handle the inspections? Well, the on-site agent is going to say, well, we follow code. We have a certificate of occupancy. The county signed off on it. Our quality assurance is signed off on it. But hey, having an inspection, who represents your best interest? That's all I'm saying. And if it's a resale, we would often tell you, hey, it's not a bad idea for the seller to go ahead and pay for an inspection and fix the stuff that's going to come up, because if the buyer does an inspection, as they should, and they find those things, and they're going to ask you to repair stuff. So there are a lot of strategies, guys. There are a lot of moving parts in a real estate transaction. And who's going to negotiate the repairs? A little bit different on new construction because everything's new, but everything's not perfect. Imperfect people, imperfect materials. The house ain't going to be perfect. So our buyer agent team, my guys and gals, we know how to do that. And the same thing on resale. And then insurance. Again, there's a whole nother industry right there. And getting that together can be helpful to have someone knowledgeable. We often will just encourage you to call whoever you got your car insurance with or your home insurance now, if you're happy, to give you a quote on that. And of course, you're the consumer, you can shop around. How about an appraisal, man? The last couple of years have been crazy, up and down. You know, put in a bid. You're lucky if we award you the bid. But what if the house doesn't appraise at the price that I'm being required to pay to get it? So there are a lot of nuances there. Again, if you're planning to represent yourself, how are you going to handle the appraisal? And by the way, keeping the transaction together, think about it. With all this negativity out there of people saying, well, I didn't hire an agent, so who's going to keep the transaction together? You have an experienced buyer agent and experienced listing agent, and we can do either one for you. They're both motivated. This is the way the ecosystem has been in these real estate streets, where the buyer's wanting to keep everything together because you want the house. The seller's trying to keep everything together because the seller wants to sell. Getting you to the closing table, it's harder than it looks, my friend. Trust me on that. And so having buyer's remorse, well, I wish I would have hired a buyer's agent because I want to get to that closing table. So guys, call me. We'd love to see your house and come and visit you because Zillow ain't never been in your house. They don't know what the Zestimate really is. We like to come over and hear your story. Show us what you've done, and let's talk it through. And then we will give you what we think is a projected or a probable sale price. And if you're wanting to buy the house, or we'd love to help you. 704. Call us first, though. Don't go into open houses if you don't have a buyer agent. Don't go into model homes or fill out a form if you don't have a buyer agent, because you may have some remorse. I'm Roger Holloway from Posted Realty. And as we say here in the South, I'm tired. I think I need a biscuit and a nap. So call me, 704-345-3400. We'd love to help.